Welcome to BQ Prime's earnings conversation with Bikaji Foods, and I have with me Mr. Rishabh Jain and the company's financial officer to decode the fourth quarter results. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for taking the time, Mr. Jain.
Thank you.
Uh, Q4 has been healthy for the company. Net profit was up 52% year on year to about 38 crore. Revenue was up 15%. EBITDA increased 52%, while margins also expanded to 13.4% versus 10% a year ago. I would like to know, what were the primary factors that aided your top line growth, and also what the road ahead looks like for the company?
Thank you, Sisha. So there are multiple factors which has helped us in increasing margin. Point number one, basically, you sorry, you will see first quarter. So first quarter there we have seen a huge uptake in our edible oil prices, be it all edible oil price or paper prices, fruit prices, everything you will see there was huge inflationary pressure across all key raw materials. But yeah, post first quarter we've seen some softening of the prices in edible oil. We've seen so the peak of edible oil was we were purchasing 150 rupees plus a liter, but currently we are it's at around 100 rupees. So we've seen good softening of price in edible oil. Also, there are softening price in key pulses, paper prices, freight price, crude price. So this helped us a lot in improving gross margin. Other than this, we also we also worked on improving a sale of a product which are high in gross margin. The previous year, the product which we identified overall business share was close to 12%, which we increased 13%. So this has also helped in increasing gross margin. And also last year we have done a major expansion in all the area. Like we got a PLI scheme. We done a commitment to government to invest close to 438 crore rupees. And last year we have came up with three plant in all part of India. One in Kanpur, which is our focus market, and two in our core market, in Rajasthan, one in Bihar. So that also helped in increasing gross margin because our edibles of the raw material which we are procuring from Bihar now itself it's used in our Bihar plants. So that's how we increase the gross margin. And going forward, of course, to see our gross margin at a full year was close to 29%. Last quarter was of course 34%, but yeah, next year we are targeting at least 150 basis point improvement in gross margin compared to last full year average.
Okay, and in terms of volume growth, how has it been?
So last year we grown at close to 22% in a value term, and volume growth we done plus 15%. In last quarter, we grown at close to 16%, and volume growth was plus 13%. So from last quarter we have reduced the MRP, we have reduced some. We also increased our grammage from looking at consumer perspective, like in 5 rupee, we increased grammage by 15% plus in few products. So we are working on the same, and we have started passing on the price to consumers.
Right. But do you also think that the volume growth has come on a low base, or is it like the purchasing behavior has actually improved because of the price cuts and the grammage increase that you have taken? Are you also seeing a higher uptake in terms of the larger packs?
Yeah. So basically, see, volume growth has been 13%, but yeah, next year what we are looking at, so we are looking at more volume driven growth rather than value driven growth, because if you see last 5 6 years, our overall CAGR was close to 21% plus, and overall volume CAGR was close to 15%. But this year we are looking more volume driven growth. Of course, base was big for us, but yeah, volume driven we are looking volume driven growth next year. That's what.
So what do you think would be the sustainable volume growth going forward? What is the
So,
range that you would like to maintain?
yeah, so if I could add to what Rishabh said, uh, see, quarter one, there were a lot of, headwinds, in terms of the prices were very, very high. And then therefore companies had to take some price increase, degrammages, all that stuff. Quarter four felt that, that it softened, and that's where companies started passing back, those the grammage cuts what it took, and that's what I think is evident for when we speak about our numbers. That quarter four, our volume growth was 13% and value growth got about 15-16%. So that's what has come down, and it is true not only for us; it's true for the competition as well. And we have to see, our pricing internally, and also we keep benchmarking it with the key competitors who we try to track on. So that's been the reason. Going forward in next year, on this year now, what we feel that volume and value growth broadly will be in line, a couple of percentage difference, which was far higher last year.
Right, got it. And if I have to look at the individual category growth, could you just throw some light and tell me the figures on how each category have grown during the quarter?
Yeah, so salty snacks like bhujia and namkeen category has grown plus 20% in last year. Western snacks category has grown extremely well, so it's grown plus 40%. Sweet was of course around 17-18%. Papad is close to 14-15%. That's the overall mix of category.
Okay. I would also like to know, you are a dominant player in the North Indian states. Could you share your further expansion plans in the existing market as well as the newer cities?
Yeah. So how we look at our businesses, four states. Four states are the states where we have major share, and these are Rajasthan, Bihar, Assam. And these three states to us contributes to about 72-73% of our business. So they are as big for us. And if I look at market share in these states at a console level, if you look at, is about 48-49% market share in these states, right? The rest, what we've done is that we have identified few states as focus states, whereas we are present across country. So now the focus states, when we say these are six, four from North India, which is Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, and UP. These are from north of India, and two states from south, which is Karnataka and Telangana. These are six states which we call as focus states, and you'll see that in next 3 years, 2 to 3 years time, now we'll gain substantial shares and reach, which is what we are working on. And to support this, we have made quite an investment in terms of our facilities. So each of these states is now well taken care of in terms of supplies of the manufacturing units. We've deployed feet or manpower on the ground. Our ad spends and the marketing spends are in line with to support these states. So when there's a integrated support for these states, and we're very hopeful that in 3 years from now, we'll have substantial share in these markets.
Right. So the gains that you had made in terms of easing raw material prices, will that gains be shifted towards your marketing spend?
So of course, see, what we'll do is that if we make some savings there, end of the day, that will give us ability to spend, or which is what in our terminology we call it funding growth. We have to invest in these markets. Now we have to build brand. We have to create pull. We'll have to make some investment. If we have to get feet on ground, it's a cost. Now where do we fund it from? So that's what the efficiencies what our finance team, purchase team brings in, gives us that ability to spend and redeploy in the markets where it is desired.
Right. That brings me to the next question. So how much investments have you planned for FY24?
How much? Sorry? Investment.
How much investment have you planned?
Investment in terms of ad spend or overall infrastructure facility? Hello.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
All right. So I was asking, how much have you planned for your capacity expansion, distribution, network expansion, branding overall? So what would be the overall investments like for FY24?
So let's split this question in three different parts, right? So first, in terms of distribution. So if we look at I'm glad to inform that in last year we have added our reach by 100,000 outlets. So as we speak, Bikaji product across countries now available in 950,000 outlets, right? So that's one. In next year, we intend to add 150,000 more outlets. So that's our aspiration or the target what our sales team would be carrying. Then the second is in terms of distributors. So we would be increasing our distributor base. So there's a huge and aggressive plan on expanding our distributor or the channel partners. Now the third, perhaps you're asking in terms of investment. So capacity building. I would ask Rishabh
Yeah.
to now talk on
So
that.
basically, see, last 2 years, we done a major capex, and we got a PLI scheme from government where we committed close to 440 crore rupees of investment. We completed most of the capex, but yeah, this year we will be investing close to 100 crore rupees more in the capex. And there will be three capacities which will start this year. One is frozen plant, which will start in next 3 months, and that plant has two objectives. One is to of course cater to our export market because frozen is a big opportunity in export market. Currently, we are outsourcing the same. That's the opportunity. And number two, the Patna plant, the Patna CMU will start next month, and that plant will cater Bihar market. Bihar itself is a very big market for us. So that will bring a lot of saving for us in terms of logistic cost and supply. And number
Right.
three, the Rising plant will start by end of this year. This three plant will be, and by this we will be having planted across all the key location in India. That's a major plan.
Okay,
And our
and
major target is to use the capacity. Like we will
sorry.
complete all the condition of PLI by end of March 24. So we'll have a good capacity which will fund the next 3 years growth. That's the plan.
All right. And in terms of your exports, what is the current, how much does exports contribute to your overall revenues currently?
So it's so currently it's about 4%. That's our exports contribution currently. If we look at now in exports, the largest category is frozen, right? Within exports business, if we look at, and till now we were not producing, we were outsourcing it that. So it would be fair to say that it was capacity constrained. Right now, with the frozen plant coming in, so which would get commissioned in another 3 to 4 months, I think thereafter, no, it will give us a big headway or a room to grow in our exports market. So exports certainly is close to our heart, and that's one market where we see immense opportunity. Hence the investment what we have made behind it.
Right. Are you also planning to enter any new markets in terms of your exports business?
So today, as we speak now, we are present across 25 countries. Now, and if you look at the major of them would be, say, America, US, Canada would be the larger markets. Then is so Gulf countries and all. I think instead of expanding it to more countries, the task to the team is to to grow within the countries where we are present. So that would be the focus for next couple of years.
All right. And, you have mentioned about price cuts and increase in grammage, but I would also like to know, like going forward, given that raw material prices are still easing, have you planned for any further price cuts going ahead?
See, this is one is that it is you'll have to look at watch competitive scenario very closely. You cannot be expensive than your closest competitor or the market leader kind of a stuff. But what personally as Bikaji, what we feel is that for whatever benefits we'll get, not 100% would get passed down to the consumer. So this would help us building or increasing our EBITDA and our earnings.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank